Welcome back to the Pro Sports Podcasters. My name is Colbert Durand. You guys know me as Kobe, and today I want to talk a little bit about the 2023 season of NFL All Day, and specifically Rumble. Now, we've just had the first of the dynamic packs released, and because of that, there are three specific players that I think can give you a significant advantage to start the season at Rumble. And it's because of how the season is designed by NFL All Day when it comes to these pack releases, and specifically players who qualify for a dynamic moment. And that's legendaries will be the only legendary those specific players get, and rares are going to begin the season as their only rares, but at some point, don't be surprised if they add an additional rare. Maybe it's because of some specific highlight, or it's because they make it to the playoffs, but to begin the season at least, these are the only rares for those specific players and the only legendaries, period, for this particular season for those players. So there are three players that I think stand out here and can give you an advantage at Rumble, because when you're picking a star player in Rumble, you're hoping to get an advantage on your opponents. But if you pick someone, say a Patrick Mahomes, there's a good chance that a lot of your opponents are going to pick Patrick Mahomes as well. So it doesn't actually give you a statistical advantage against those opponents. But if you pick a Bijan Robinson or a Jahmyr Gibbs or an Anthony Richardson, then you know as of right now and beginning the season that there's only going to be a maximum of 330 Bijan Robinsons available, 330 Jahmyr Gibbs available, and 330 Anthony Richardsons available. Now, that's not even the case because there's still a number left in packs. So if you start one of them as your star player, you're going to have a positional advantage against the rest of your opponents, primarily because they can't play them as a star player. Right? There are a very limited number of people who are going to have them in their collections and can actually utilize them. Now, you're probably asking me, why would I want to play like a rookie over an established star like a Justin Jefferson or a Patrick Mahomes or like maybe a Jalen Hurts? Number one, you could have been lucky enough to crack this in a pack and you didn't have to go on the marketplace and pay a pretty penny to have one of those star players available. Number two, there are a lot of Patrick Mahomes available. There are a lot of Justin Jeffersons available, and there are a lot of Jalen Hurts available. So you're going to have less competitors with the same star player that you have. And can you expect to get big games out of these players? I think you can expect to get big games out of all three. Anthony Richardson's being tasked with taking over a pretty pathetic team. You're probably going to get not getting a lot of win evolution points from him, but you could get him hit a number of separate categories every single week. It would not surprise me if he is one of the top rushers on the team. Expect him to use his feet a lot, right? The Indianapolis Colts are probably going to be playing from behind quite often, so they're going to have to air it out. So don't be surprised if he throws for over X number of yards or gets a number of touchdowns in garbage time. So Anthony Richardson has an opportunity. But when it comes to Jahmyr Gibbs and Bijan Robinson, it's a no-brainer. These are running backs. And running backs is one of the only positions as a rookie that you can immediately become a star in the NFL. Generally, if teams draft a running back early, which in this case both teams did, you're going to have them utilized from day one with a heavy workload. Now, Bijan Robinson should be the number one running back on the Atlanta Falcons. Jahmyr Gibbs could start the season as number two, but don't be surprised if he becomes number one. He's also more of a gadget player, so think of him as more like a Deebo Samuel, where he could be schemed to do a lot of different things, whether it be catch the ball, run the ball, screens, what have you. He's going to be utilized. So both of these players are going to evolve multiple times, and more importantly, they're going to put up significant fantasy points when it comes to Rumble. And very few people are going to have them, so it gives you that advantage. And this season is different from last season when it comes to Rumble, because you're not trying to win every single week. It isn't really about that. It'd be nice because it's going to give you multiple entries into their final, but all you really want to do is make sure you get to the final. And what that's going to take is having a standout week where your lineup is significantly different from your opponents and your players hit. And that's the kind of week that a Bijan Robinson or a Jahmyr Gibbs as your star player can make all the difference. So those are the first three. I'll release another group of this, key players to use in Rumble after the release of the next Dynamic Moments pack. Till then.